and it has to eat to survive. So that's what I liked about that. And Steven Spielberg really created a lot of suspense in this movie. Like the part when you first see the T-Rex is so suspenseful. So they see the goat, and then it's gone. It's at nighttime, and it's raining, which makes it even more suspenseful. You think, oh my god, the goat's gone. And and that one glass with the water, you like hear the footprints in the background. The the water in the cup is vibrating, which just builds up the suspense even more. And then they're like, "Where's the goat?" And then, bam! And then the goat leg. Sorry if I'm spoiling the movie, but if you haven't seen Jurassic Park already, really? How can you call yourself human and haven't seen Jurassic Park? Really? You are not worthy of the title human if you haven't seen Jurassic Park. But yeah, so anyways, this is going to be a spoiler-filled review, so I hope you don't mind. And I got a lot to say about this movie, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. That part when you first see the T-Rex is instantly one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie, because it's so suspenseful, and it's like the goat leg just lands on top. It's so creepy, and then the T-Rex swallows it, just looks at the kids, and I love like how it doesn't just attack the Jeep right away. It like looks at it and it gets up close, which makes it just so much more suspenseful. It's like, oh my god, there's a T-Rex right there, right in front of me. This is really freaky. Though the T-Rex is my favorite dinosaur, if I was, right next to a T-Rex and its jaw was like literally just that far away, I would be freaking out. And I love the part where the kids are in the Jeep and like the eye gets all close up, and oh god, that part gets me every time. And that scene is just so iconic. It's like if you mention that scene, they know what you're talking about, and I just really, really, really love that shot of when like the eyes gets all close up to the kid. It's just so suspenseful. And I also liked Jeff Goldblum's character and Sam Neill's character. I liked how Sam Neill was like a stubborn guy, and Jeff Goldblum was more of like a kind of a smartass. He would always make like these smartass remarks, and that just made an awesome combo. I liked how at first Sam Neill really wasn't into kids, and that part where like he like scares the kid about telling him how the raptor will hunt you down and eat you. That scene is awesome, by the way, which is just totally what his character would do. And then like he learns like to appreciate kids more because he has to look after John Hammond's kids, which is played by Richard Attenborough, I think is how you pronounce his name. The only movies I've seen him in are in Jurassic Park 1 and 2. I know that he was in the Miracle on 45th, 44th, something like that street, the one about Santa Claus or whatever. But I haven't seen that. I've only seen him in Jurassic Park 1 and 2. He wasn't in Jurassic Park 3, which is, I think, probably for the best. I really don't like that movie. But anyways, I'm here to talk about the first one. Easily the best of the series. But yeah, I liked how his character was appreciating kids more, and he grew to like kids. I really, really liked that. And I just love the whole idea of a theme park of dinosaurs. That's just an awesome idea. Honestly, I would love to go to that theme park in real life, but that's one thing I have a little complaint about the movie. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, the movie's 2 hours anyway, and it needed to tell its story, which is fine, but maybe they'll do this in Jurassic Park 4, which I would love to see. I wanted to see more of Jurassic Park. I wanted to see more of the theme park, but as I said, it's not that big of a deal. I can live without that because they needed to tell the story, but maybe we'll see that in Jurassic Park 4. Like, I wanted to see what the rides would look like there. I wanted to see everything. I wanted to see if they had any water rides or if they had an underwater Jurassic Park where you got to see all the sea dinosaurs like a megalodon and all that. That would have been pretty awesome. But yet I can understand because the movie's already, I think, 2 hours long. But the movie really don't feel like it because it just has great pacing. It doesn't drag or anything. The writing is just great. But though I have to admit that I did notice some things in the movie that really didn't make any sense. Like when you first see the Velociraptor in like the very beginning of the movie, I liked how you don't really see the Velociraptor a whole lot, which made it more suspenseful because well, the less you see it, the more scary it is. But yet, okay, so this guy is like, okay, so for example, say that this right here is like the edge of like some hallway. This guy's like getting dragged, and then, okay, so he gets lifted up. How can the raptor lift him up? And he's like hanging on. I'm surprised that nobody has ever mentioned that. I mean, how can he be hanging on the top of that edge or whatever? Could somebody please explain that to me? I noticed that when I rewatched Jurassic Park when I was, I think, 15. I noticed that, and I checked out reviews for Jurassic Park, and nobody said anything about that. So maybe somebody could explain how could that happen. And also, when the two Jeeps, the green Jeeps, which honestly in real life I would love to have one of those Jeeps. I actually got to see one of the Jeeps. It was the broken one, the one that got attacked by the T-Rex. I got to see that at Universal at California. It was awesome. I have a picture of it on my phone. I am never going to get rid of that picture. I'm going to have it forever. If I got to touch that Jeep, like touch it with my hands, I would have just had a nerdgasm. I would have been in heaven if I got to touch it. Now, if I got to ride in one, then that would be even better. But yeah, I just love the production design of the movie. It just made me just want to be in Jurassic Park. And I saw the Honest trailer thing about Jurassic Park. It's like, oh, it constantly reminds you with all the Jurassic Park logos and all that. Well, the reason why is because, well, it's a theme park. You know how in Disneyland there's always the Mickey Mouse head? Well, yeah, because you're in Disneyland. What do you expect? You're going to see Mickey Mouse heads. It's the same thing about Jurassic Park. You're going to see that logo. Which I always really liked that logo with like the T-Rex skeleton, like the little forest in the bottom. I always loved that logo. I can't put my finger on why I liked the logo so much. I just think it's awesome. I can't put my finger on why. It's just awesome. And the Velociraptors were freaky in this movie. I mean, like how their eyes looked like snake's eyes, and its scream. You never forget that scream. And they're smart. They're not stupid, and they're very vicious. But one thing I noticed, I'm surprised that nobody has ever mentioned this, but the part when like the raptors are in the kitchen, which is a very suspenseful scene. If I was one of those kids, I would have been freaking out. But yeah, I noticed that when the raptor's opening up the kitchen door, I think the raptor's saying, "Come on." If you don't believe me, rewatch it and pay very close attention. Maybe I'm just crazy. But it really sounds like that the raptor's saying, "Come on." Am I the only one who has noticed this? Or maybe I'm just going crazy. I don't know. I think I'm just going crazy because that would just be crazy. I mean, a raptor talking in Jurassic Park. I mean, that just sounds stupid. But yet, it really sounds like it. I mean, they did say in the movie that raptors are really intelligent, but not that intelligent. Now what's next? Are we going to see raptors driving? Or are we going to see them working at Burger King? That would be interesting. Having a velociraptor make you a cheeseburger. Make it extra vicious, velociraptor. Make it extra vicious with velociraptor ketchup. That should be really tasty. But yeah, and I also noticed that when like the two Jeeps are driving like that, they stop by the T-Rex part with the goat. They're driving around, and then they happen to be right next to the goat again. I didn't really understand that. It's like, wait a minute, how can they be right next to the goat again? I don't remember seeing any roads like that connect where they were going. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I mean, it's a movie. And I also like how they explain why the dinosaurs are alive, but they don't dwell on it. They mention it, and then they drop it, because they don't need to go on and on and on and on and on about it, which just makes it good. That's a good thing. But one thing that I did notice when like they're talking about how the dinosaurs are back, they're showing this video and there's 2D animation. Just knowing that nowadays that would have been CGI. That really definitely would have been CGI. But yeah, I also liked another spoiler, but I like the ending when like they're surrounded by the velociraptors and you truly think that these characters are screwed. There's no way out. There's no way that they're going to be able to be saved. But then out of nowhere, the T-Rex comes and chomps on the velociraptor, shaking its head, and that part is awesome. I mean, you don't expect it. And it also shows that the T-Rex isn't pure evil. But yet, the characters were smart enough not to stay there, because if they would have stayed, that would have not have been smart. But yet, that part is so awesome. And especially when like the T-Rex throws the other raptor into the skeleton. And that when dinosaurs ruled the earth, sign just falls down and the T-Rex roars. That is such an awesome shot. I love that shot. This is just such an awesome movie. And the music. The music is absolutely incredible. I mean, I was actually humming the Jurassic Park theme, and I bet that other people were. I mean, it's incredible. It's unforgettable. If you hum the Jurassic Park theme, people know what you're humming. They instantly recognize it. It's as famous as bum 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 bum. All the Star Wars music. It's as famous as Jesus or King Kong or Barack Obama or Ronald McDonald. You name it. The soundtrack is so awesome that when I was a kid, I actually bought the soundtrack, and I think I still have it. But yeah, and I also learned part of the Jurassic Park theme on the piano. I don't remember the whole thing, but yeah. Jurassic Park is totally worth it seeing it at the theater on the big screen. Throughout all my years of life, I only got to watch Jurassic Park on like my TV at home. But it's totally worth it seeing on the big screen. And when I first heard that this was being re-released, I was so happy. So right when The Lion King got re-released, one thing I thought into my head, you know what would be cool? They would re-release Jurassic Park in 3D. My wish got granted. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I want Jaws to be re-released in 3D. I kind of doubt that one's going to happen. But that would be awesome. That would be so cool. Or the 1989 Tim Burton Batman. That would be pretty awesome. But I highly doubt that one ever will. because of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, but that's a whole different topic. I also like the message of this movie is that you don't mess with Mother Nature, and that if something is extinct, it's extinct for a reason, and you don't mess with it. But yeah, honestly, I could talk about this movie for hours and hours and hours, and I'm already at like 21 minutes on this video, and I gotta get to bed. I mean, it's already like, shit, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, I gotta get to bed. And I got this pizza here like that I want to finish. I'm kind of hungry too. So anyways, take care, and welcome to Jurassic Park.